Why is STEM important?
Well, STEM is important for a number of reasons. We are in a society right now where the absence of science literacy is blatantly obvious across the population. Folks are hesitant about vaccines, don't understand what they are. We have issues around climate change. We have issues around asthma in certain communities and what leads to it. So around the world, actually, we have a population who is not scientifically literate, scientifically critical. And so it's important for that reason. It's also important because as a nation, we have millions of jobs in science, technology, engineering, and mathematics that we don't have the population to fill. These are high-paying jobs that can sustain the economy in powerful ways, but we're not preparing enough young people to go into these disciplines. And so as a nation, we're suffering because of it.
Tech schools and these STEM grants and things that are coming about, do you feel like not enough people are using them or utilizing them because they don't know about it?
No, yeah, because the nation has realized that we have to address this issue. And so funding is available through the National Science Foundation, through a whole bunch of other entities. And I think because most people don't feel like they're science people, they'll say, I'm not a math person. So they see those grants, you see science and math on it, and they run away from it. And so these are opportunities that we have for funding to support the next generation, and we avoid it. Another really unfortunate issue around, why folks don't pursue these new issues, is because the lack of access. I think there are some populations in certain schools that know about it, they get the funding, and they run these things. And unfortunately, schools in low-income communities that are populated by youth of color in particular often don't take advantage of those opportunities that are present on a national and even international scene to get some funding for STEM education.
How can we provide ways for them to be engaged?
The first thing is to start with letting young folks know from early, if you are born and you are on the earth, you are a STEM person. Young people inherit what the adults around them say. So if your mom says, I'm not a science person, your dad says, I don't like math, then all of a sudden the young folks start developing a sort of aversion for those disciplines. So the first step I always say is tell them they're a science person. Tell them they're a math person. Really build up that self-confidence, because once the self-confidence is there, when they go back into the school or when they have a science opportunity, they pursue it. So that's the first step. The second step is surround them with science heroes. Put posters on a wall of great scientists and mathematicians and put them in the poster in their bedroom. You want to surround them with those phenomena. The next thing is to let them know that science is actually fun. Anybody who asks questions about the universe or the world, any kid who always says, but why, they're a scientist. So tell you really are asking some big questions. You must be a scientist and mathematician. So invoke that sort of innate curiosity and foster it. The next part, I got a bunch of these, right? Is to understand that science and math stuff is actually in things that we don't identify as science and math. There is science and math and music production, science and math and artistry and dance and performance and the design of sneakers. Like there are all these amazing things that folks will relegate to the artistic dimension that in reality require keen science and math skills. And if young folks understood that, they would actually want to pursue science and math in more interesting ways.
For people who want to engage with you and find out more information about STEM and opportunities, where do they need to go?
You can reach out to me through my website, www.chrisemden.com. I wrote this new book called STEM, STEAM, Make Dream for parents and for teachers and for community members. It has lesson plans, ideas, stories, quotes, things you could do with your kids at home. But, I wrote that book because I want folks to be able to, you might not be able to get Chris Emden in your living room every day to tell you, listen, you need to pursue STEM. But that book allows you to be able to get a way into transforming the lives of yourself and your children by remarrying yourself to STEM disciplines.